All right, so we're going to be installing the inactive Borla atak exhaust today on a 2021 Mustang GT 6-speed. So let's go out here, let's get underneath, let's take a look at what this stock exhaust looks like. I'm pretty sure everything's going to come off really easy. So here we go. All right, I mean the tailpipes for a stock exhaust look pretty good at the back. It's got quads. Let's take a look here. Look at the size of these mufflers. All welded pipe, all one piece, all the way up through. So it'll have to be dropped all at one time. Very nice independent rear exhaust. Still got the labels on there, man. Looks like exhaust kind of slides back. I might have to undo these hangers here. Looks like it has a mid muffler right here in the middle. Two very nice band clamps coming off the front. Alright, so we're going to start up front here. Being it's dual exhaust, it has two clamps up here, and these are 15 millimeter. So we're going to get on here with my nice Milwaukee ratchet here, get all these off. Alright, everything's loose up here. We're going to move to the back and get these exhaust clamps loose. Okay, so the way this exhaust is assembled, it's all assembled one piece all the way up to the front, and we need to go back with it. So it has this one coming from the back to hold it from going that way. And then it has this one here holding it from going that way. So the smartest thing to do is to take the one off at the back before you take the one off up here, so when you drop it down, it comes right down easily. So we got to get up in here. These are both 13 millimeter bolts. I have a small hand ratchet. Obviously it's pretty tight up in here. And then I have my Milwaukee ratchet to get right up into here. And then just gonna get this stuff off right like this. Actually need a little bit longer ratchet extension, but back in here. All right, so I'm going to take this one here out first by hand, just because it's so tight right here. Should be a short bolt. All right, it's actually pretty long, but there's that one. Now this one, we're just gonna get in here with our little power ratchet. All right, and then that's gonna loosen this bracket right here and allow us to get this exhaust off. I'm gonna go unbolt the other side, and then we'll show you getting them down. All right, we have both bolts removed that hold this rear clip in. There's a hook there to help hold it in place, so it actually supports the exhaust on there also. So what you want to do is push up on the exhaust a little bit. Kind of tight in there. Alright, just pulls right out like that. There you go. It's done. You should be able to let that go. Just gonna let it hang there. And you can slide this off to the rear and still be able to get it off, but we're going to wait to pull that until we're ready till it's off entirely. Now we got to go to these two hangers here and unbolt these. We're going to be supporting this, and then once that's done, we can drop the exhaust down a little bit while supporting this and then pull the whole exhaust back. All right, so we are ready to pull this exhaust apart. I got myself a little rubber mallet and a ball peen hammer in case I need something slightly more, a little bit tappy. And I have help in the back. They are supporting the exhaust. They're going to pull those last two hangers that I unbolted and hold on to the exhaust, and we're just going to give this thing a tap so we can slide it back a little bit. All right, so while you're back there, you're going to want to push up, get those two clamps undone, and when you come down, you want to come down a little bit so you don't have a whole bunch of weight. It's going to want to drop each side. Got it? Perfect. That's when I want to come right out. Huh?
It's heavy.
Okay. So you can let it come down.
Got some weight to her.
Wow. That's how all exhaust should come apart. There we go. Look at this. There it is. There's your stock exhaust. Crushing my help. So, we're going to get this back door open, and then we're going to show you the new exhaust, and we're going to get it installed. Alright, this is the stock exhaust off of a 2021 GT, and it is finally off. So, let's remove our exhaust brackets. See how these things come out here. They should just pull right off. Just like that. Alright, let's get this new stuff on. Alright, here is our exhaust. I already have the one muffler sitting in the back. We're going to get this stuff spaced in up underneath the car and get it installed. Alright, so we're getting ready to install part of the mid pipe. We're going to be installing the clamps that were included with that because it's just going to be easier to install these right over top. I'm turning my bolts down so I can turn them up like that when they go on. Slides right in. Our rear pipe right here, which is labeled right. Okay, so now that we have our mid pipe on, we're going to install, which I believe is part of the tailpipe to the muffler. We're going to have to install our rubber bracket. This one actually fits a little bit tighter over top of here with rubber. This is just WD-40 in a spray can. I'm just going to put a little bit on it and slide it right on. Alright, so now my assistant is going to hold the tailpipe and we're going to pull this thing back through. You need to make sure that you have your clamp installed onto your pipe first before you try to fit it on here. That's what we got. Now we need to come back here. Can you get it with the camera? Or not? Just have camera? Alright, now that we have that done up there, we got to come back here and we're going to lift our bracket up. Get it hanging in place. And get our bolt started. Alright, so you want to slide your exhaust clamp on to the muffler before installation, and then you want to put your clamp on. Then you can slide the muffler onto the pipe. Looks like it's a little tight. Yep, here we go. Right. And then you got to get your clamp. You got to spin that clamp. There you go. Get it up into the hook. There's the bolt. So basically what you want to do is you want to get everything hanging here in place. Alright? Yeah, it looks like you got to go a little higher. Up, up. You got a rocket. Pull towards you. There you go. Now you're in. Push up. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get everything started, mounted up in place before you really start tightening anything down. In case you have to readjust your exhaust, it just seems like that's normally how this stuff goes. It could be totally different with this one. I'll know more once we get everything in place, if it actually fits up really nice. So far this has been quite a simple installation. All right, now that we got all of our bolts started on all of our brackets back here, we're going to tighten all of them up. All right, so the entire exhaust is started, is all assembled, everything's on, nothing is tightened down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push up on this here a little bit. It's actually seated in here on these front two where it goes to the stock pipe. We're going to tighten these ones up. All right, that gets us good there. I have both of these clamps. I wasn't sure how they were going to fit up. Usually I try to get as much ground clearance as I can. It's actually really tight here. We can go that way. Or it can go that way. Okay, so now that I have the front, we're going to try to just kind of hold it in place since we have two of us here to see how this fits. You can go in and out of the pipe a little bit, so we need to make sure that we have the tailpipe spaced out at the right length going out the back. So being this is the first time doing this, I'm probably going to do the one side and then I can show you on the other side exactly what we did and make it match the first one. All right, so we're busy working on getting distance between the two here good, making sure we have clearance around everything here. He's got to turn the muffler up a little bit. We did have to readjust this mount here to center this out. We have this side over here tight, but we're going to have to come back and redo the passenger side just a little bit. It's just normal when you're fitting stuff up. We were able to adjust the distance it was sticking out right here in this area because there's enough right here that you can move in and out. Actually, I took a marker and this was my maximum in, and then somewhere out here was my maximum out. So we kind of went in between. We lined it up pretty much even with the tail section on the back of the car at the diffuser. The clamps do need to be tightened down pretty tight. I used the 3/8 impact to get them down, and then I was able to pull them the rest of the way tight by hand because I didn't want to over torque the bolts. So we're working on getting the rest of this lined up, and hopefully we get to hear what this thing sounds like here in quite a bit. All right, so we got everything tightened up. You can get some side-to-side adjustment by using these rear center exhaust hangers back here. And when you tighten these down, I used the hand ratchet over my impact. I just felt I could get them more secure, more tight where I wanted them to be. So I got to double check them a little bit, but we pretty much have the whole exhaust on. And let me tell you what, it even looks better than the stock exhaust on the car did. How nice are those mufflers? Black tips, black rolled tip ends. Bigger flowing pipes. So we're moments away from hearing what this sounds like.